on the Mike Morrison, Phil Friedman special without Mike Morrison. At the very last minute, Mike had to run off. So here I am. I'm just going to kind of lead you in to the Danny Cadota show just for a few minutes, maybe 15 minutes. Talk to you a little bit. If you have a question for me, I can answer. It's always great to be with you. This morning's morning briefing was a lot of fun because there's so much good fishing going on. And I'll kind of go over some of the great fishing, and then perhaps you can get together with some questions for Danny Cadota. His show will start at 6. This one, we're going to end at about 5:45. And if we have a special guest walk in the door, I certainly will put them on with you all. It is great to be with you all. Andy, he said, hello, Andy. It's great to see you, my friend. And Hal, howdy. Great to see you, Hal. And Halibut Man, that's Mitchell. Wishing the entire Friedman family a great day. You know, I'm getting some video in of something funny that went on the Thunderbird. Matt is sending that to me. I can't wait to see it because I love humor. I love funny stuff, especially out on the water. And I'm hoping to get that up for you maybe later tonight or for sure by tomorrow morning. Andrew, what's up, my friend? Great to see you. Man, there is such good fishing going on right now. You look at that night bite last night at the out of San Diego, and there was some really huge scores last night. Not everybody gets them every single time, but there was some really good fishing. 300-gram jigs seem to be working best of all. I still would, bring something like that's 400 grams also. I think that is a super good idea just in case. You definitely want to have that along with you. 130-pound is what you want to fish on that. That makes all the difference in the world. So some really good nighttime fishing. I really am not up on exactly what went on during the daytime today, but we'll get you caught up. And of course, by the time Danny's on here at 6 o'clock, and he's just walking in here right now, you want to come in and hype your own show up with me for a second? Hold on, let me get a mic. Hold on, everybody. We got the great Danny Cadota here. Let me get Danny hooked up. Since Mike Morrison's supposed to be here, he tells me he wants to do a show before your show.
Yeah.
And then he disappears.
Perfect.
What kind of nonsense is that?
Where's that knucklehead?
All right.
We'll get him.
There you go, Danny. You got a question
right.
for Danny? We're just going to do like 10 minutes here. It's good to
folks.
see you, Danny. How are you?
Good, Phil. I'm just prepping for the show.
Man.
Thinking of all kinds of different things. I got too many things going through my head.
I hear you,
I mean,
man.
there's a lot going on. I'll give some history today about some of the shows over the years. I've been blessed to have been around and reviewed for a different magazine company for different editors.
Yeah.
And stuff over the last 30-something years. So I'll talk about that because it's going on right now in Florida, the ICAST show.
Right, exactly.
And I went to it a couple of years ago. I got some funny stories about that.
Oh, great.
And things, So stay tuned because we'll be rocking and rolling. I'll tell you some different things on that. I mean, there's some political things that we deal with us in the industry.
Oh, my God, yeah. There's
It's
an old
just-
saying
it's
that's,
sad.
as the docks turn. Because
Yeah.
there's always something crazy going on
No,
down there.
there
Some
is.
of which we don't talk about, right? I would love to tell you some of the stuff, but we can't. We'd get our throats slit.
Yeah. No.
Hey, I've teased that we're going to have a video from the Thunderbird from today, and Mitchell says, "Don't tell me another case of Bud Light went in the water." I don't know if you saw that video, but that was pretty funny. Andrew says he has an overnight trip on the Thunderbird August 2nd. Can't wait. Yeah, they do a great job over there. Charles Zimmer.
Hey, Chuck.
Good to see you, Chuck. I need to talk to you again. Good catfishing up here in Clear Lake. Have you ever been to Clear Lake?
No,
I haven't either.
I haven't fished it, but I mean, it's an epic bass lake. Like that. That's where Danny Sampson moved.
Yeah.
When he left San Diego, he went up there, took his bass boat, and he's in heaven up there.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
I hear all kinds of good stuff about
Yeah,
that
it's
place.
phenomenal. Yeah.
All right. Wild Willie says, good evening, Phil and Dan. Andrew says, hello to you, Danny. You got all your fans
you
coming on
guys
here
doing?
early, man.
Well, we'll get as technical. I mean, I'm going to give you some. Actually, within our fishing industry, we love to enjoy fishing, but unfortunately, there's some political things that go on there at like these shows and things like that. And I'm going to expose some of that.
Yeah, good.
Because it's because what's happening is what I'm seeing is that the consumers are missing out. For political things.
And that's whose side
And I'm
we're
tired
on.
of that.
We're
Yeah,
on
for
the
consumers.
consumer side.
Exactly.
The little guy.
Exactly.
I mean,
You want to get the concepts, you want to keep the innovations, you want to get all that stuff. And when you're hindered by political decisions and things that are made by the industry that are, to me, I don't believe it's a good thing for our industry.
Sounds very controversial tonight.
Well, you know,
I like that.
I'm just going to speak the truth. I'm sorry.
You always do.
I'm sorry, but that's the way it is. Yeah.
You always
Yeah.
do. What do you think about this barracuda fishing?
Unbelievable.
I mean, they're sticking around this year.
Unbelievable. I mean, that water's got to be warming up pretty quick for the yellowfin to be, shooting up here. But, there's still, with all these trophies, you just never know what's outside. Who knows?
So
knows?
you have not shut the door on
I
albacore,
haven't
have
shut
you?
the door.
I
on it
haven't
because
either.
they're going to follow the bait. But
Water temperature is 64 degrees out on
that's the
Tanner
thing.
Bank. That's
That's the
perfect for
thing.
albacore,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely. I know that, when we see yellowfin, we automatically, think in our heads, wow, the water's warming up, forget it. It's Dorado next, Wahoo after that.
Right.
But, like you said, look at the water temps.
Yes.
That's still tremendously conducive for albacore. So, I still think we have a great shot.
I know you're looking at the cover of this video and you're going, that does not look like Mike Morrison. Well, Mike Morrison, I don't know where he went. He was all ready to do a live show, very excited to do it. I walk up to the office, I've got it scheduled, and Mike Morrison has disappeared. I don't know.
problem.
Who knows, man? Somebody ought to check
Maybe
the
yourself.
restroom. Throw a rope in there. Dial 911.
Yeah, give him a life ring.
Yeah, Mike, what are you doing? Where are you, Mike? You have a show to do. So anyway, Danny and I are just kind of leading you in. We're going to do this for 5 or 10 minutes, and then I have a little...
There we go.
You got to get some things ready, get some mics ready, get some stuff ready, so Danny's show goes off without a hitch. But we're glad you're here with us. There's some tremendous fishing opportunities. Andy Favela says, hey, Phil and Dan, what's been working on the yellowtail at Catalina Island, going on the native sun this Sunday? It's been light line. Those guys have been getting the best bites. That's an age-old remedy to catch fish,
Typically,
right?
when you get to the islands, you don't always get that wide open bite you get when you go offshore. I don't know what it is, but
Is it maybe boat pressure?
Could be boat pressure. I don't know. Maybe they need a Smartville when they get to Catalina.
Maybe,
I
right?
don't know, but it's true. Yeah, you get them going really good, and sometimes you get them on. You get some good iron bites on them. But it's got to be pretty full on. But there's plenty of fish.
Yeah,
plenty
absolutely.
of fish, and you just have to be prepared. And you got to do what you got to do, whether it's fly lining a chovy or a sardine on light line. That's what you got to do.
Yep.
I mean, it's true with any fishing. But yeah, the fish are here. I mean, there's all kinds of fish, and that's a blessing. It's figuring it out, folks. Figuring it out is the key to any type of fishing.
Something you always emphasize, and I hear the guys in San Diego saying this a lot. It's not only light line; it's your hook size too, because you go to great pains on your show to say, hey. If you've got a hook that weighs a little bit too much on that fish, that bait, that chovy, that dean doesn't look natural, it's not going to get bit.
Phil, I was talking to a guy today that I wanted to bring on the show. He's too shy.
Oh,
He
really?
is so knowledgeable. His name is Dave Oshima.
Yeah.
And we used to call him the professor. And the Utomi and all of us
I
did
remember
this
that,
schools.
yeah.
Well, the guy is so technical. It's unbelievable. He actually, I think I talked about it before, about weighing hooks out. And he was the one that weighed out that gamakatsu with a ring that I use for albacore and stuff like that, but I ended up using it on that tuna trip. And, found out that, I wasn't expecting 60 to 100-pound fish on that, but it's a phenomenal hook for albacore fishing. And smaller fish from anything you're going to put on a chovy to, probably 40 pounds.
Yeah.
Because I've had 40-pound albacore on it, so it's plenty good. But Dave is the guy that did the technical analysis on these things. So that's why we call him the professor. He's very astute when it comes to very technical things.
Got to get him on.
I asked him today, Dave, please. He's shy, but he is such a wealth of knowledge. A lot of you guys may know his brother, Glenn Oshima, originally started with Daiwa.
Oh, right.
Way back when Daiwa was in Gardena.
Yeah.
Then went to Costa del Mar, and he's been all over with different tackle manufacturers. But that was his younger brother. He grew up in the neighborhood with us.
You know what I've done to a few guys? So those guys who are really shy, I go, look, we're going to put, the mic will just go on like this, and it's no big deal. And let's just sit down and talk. The camera's running. And then we get through, and the guy is perfect.
Yeah.
Having this great conversation, goes back and forth. And he says, well, maybe someday I'll be able to do it. And I go, you just did it. We're done.
He is such a technical, I mean, he's just a marvel to listen to. I mean, I learn stuff from them every time I talk to them.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, and we've got the same mindset on all that, so it's great. You know.
Folks,
So
Mike
they're
Morrison
on
is
record.
supposed to be here with Danny and or with me actually, because we were going to be the lead-in to the Danny Cadota show. Danny and I are the lead-in to the Danny
Here we go.
Cadota show. Another 5 minutes. There's some more questions up there,
Cool.
and a good point by Wild Willie because he says back in the day we caught albacore July through November. So look, those thresher sharks showed up 2 months late. The barracuda, July, they should be here May, June. They're late. Everything is late.
You know, I had a guy that I used to fish with, and I used to think he was very facetious about the way he was talking. But he would say, the fish will be where they want to be. And when you think about that, how
Yeah.
can you argue that?
That's hard to
For
argue.
whatever reason, because we don't know. I mean, we could surmise things however we want to do it with the chovies, water temp, could be anything. If they showed up, it was 90 degrees. If they showed up, would you not fish them? You know, and if it was 50 degrees, would you not fish them? Of course you're going to fish them. So, you know, we as fishermen try to figure it out.
Yeah, it's fun,
And
but it's
yeah.
futile.
Yeah, because
Right.
the fish will do what they want to do.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's how it ends up. But you know, the blessing is we've got tremendous fishing out there.
God,
It's tremendous fishing. Take your pick.
I know.
You know, barracuda fishing, go up to Channel Islands, she's still sea bass around, right?
Yeah.
Yellowtail.
Was there a
And then
point?
there's a glut of tuna. I mean, I've never seen it this phenomenal on take your pick.
Me either.
You
I was
know.
going to say, was there a point in your career where you thought maybe in a few years this is going to go down, 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 and it's done the reverse?
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. So we're very blessed by having that. So yeah, take your pick. You know, one of my guests he's going to be on next week was going to be here. He's fishing a trout tournament up in the Sierras, and we're going to talk about his dad was one of the guys. You did part of the film with Corey,
Right.
But his dad used to sneak out of Manzanar.
Manzanar Fishing
And
Club.
his father passed away, but we have one of his friends who's 94 that's going to come in and talk about that too
Next week?
next week.
Wow.
So we got that.
I'm
lined up,
excited
too.
about
Yeah,
that.
It's really cool.
Yeah,
it's
well,
really cool.
that is
Yeah.
exciting.
And Jeff will be here. He's my fishing partner on American Angler. You know, he
Yeah.
has been for years and years, and we fish the Sierras a lot. But
That's
he's up
exciting.
there fishing a trout derby right now.
Yeah,
But yeah, we're gonna
outstanding.
have fun.
Mitchell Halibut Man says, I'm staying at Catalina Island this weekend at a buddy's house. If anyone has an open space on their Hatteras, give me a call. Andrew says, is it worth tying a perfection for helping small bait swim? A perfection knot.
Yeah, it's a great knot. It's a small knot.
Yeah.
That's a nice knot.
So
I still
that's why, and I'm sure that's what Andrew's talking about. It's
yeah,
small, so
small baits,
it's going to be better,
Small
right?
profile.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's strong. It's strong too. Yeah. You know, going back to the Catalina deal,
Yeah.
think about fish. He was fishing from the rocks.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, if he's got a rod,
yeah,
Fish was killing him,
Mitchell.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
some
Go
other
for
guy.
it.
I get so many messages, but somebody sent me a message. I think it was today, and they were killing fish, like fishing off the beach at Catalina Island.
Exactly.
Oh, it was. Yeah, I know who it was. I can't remember the guy's name. Dave. Dave Rosenthal. And he was over there and having a great time catching calico bass, sheepshead, blah, 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 having a
Exactly.
great time.
Yeah, and Fish has been doing it for a while with his little swim baits. You
Yeah,
know.
where is Fish? Haven't
I
seen
haven't
him for a
heard from
while.
Fish in a while, but yeah,
He gets busy with his, he's
Yeah.
in construction. His
Yeah.
wife's a lovely person.
Yeah.
Yeah, we miss you, Fish. Especially used to send Danny and I $5 every once in a while, so we could,
Yeah, so we can eat. You know, we're just whittling away to nothing. So come on, Fish.
I went over and spent a little time with my brother again today.
Oh, awesome.
Goofed off with him because he's in town from
Yeah,
Taiwan.
yeah,
and
yeah.
Some other guys I went to grammar school with at Nativity
Oh, man,
Grammar
that's
School
awesome.
in Torrance,
Yeah,
and
can't beat that.
the ex-mayor of Redondo, a guy named Steve Aspo, was a friend of mine, so it was good to see all those guys. So I kind
so
of not been in focus with what's biting here today. I'm going to try to catch up. Isaac says, hello, I'm late. Hey, Isaac, no, we're early, man. This is supposed to be Mike Morrison here. It's Danny Cadota. His show's going to start at 6. We're going to
Dye my beard red. Be all right.
We're going to be here with you for 5 more minutes, take a break, and then on at 6 p.m. with Danny's show. I know my spots on Pebbly Beach. I caught a yellowtail off of there. So
There
he
you
fishes
go.
the beach there. Yeah, nice.
There you go.
Mitchell, fresh and salty. Johnny, I finally caught one of those live streams. I have been thoroughly enjoying these. Thank you. so much. That means a lot to Danny and I. I really, really appreciate it. Andrew, my grandfather used to tell me people sneak out underneath trucks at Manzanar to fish.
You know, fishermen are fishermen. I don't think we've changed over the years. You know, we've done crazy things to fish places, you know, and but you know the story.
But this is literally risking your life to go fishing,
well, yeah,
almost.
and you know,
kind
from
of.
what I gather, the guards were
They were kind of
they
winking.
were cool. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, if they shot a round off, they probably shot it straight up in the air. or
Yeah,
something,
like,
you
hey,
know.
get
They-
back
they're not
here.
gonna shoot
My
a
supervisor's
young
watching.
kid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, they were pretty cool about that, from what I gather. you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they allowed them. I mean, and that started way back, and I think I've told you in the past too. That my grandparents were growing up there in the 20s and 30s, and so a lot of our friends that were doing that. I can show you a picture right now of my mom. She was a little kid at South Lake, you know, up there in Bishop, and that's at 9,000 feet. Man, that had to be a chore with those old cars.
Yeah.
To get it up there, 9,000 feet, and you know, I mean, that's where I cut my teeth up there.
Nice.
Fishing the streams in Bishop Creek and all through that area, but all over.
All right, Isaac
Yeah.
wants to know any tips on reading the Windy app. Isaac, I think that'd be a thing where we'd go back and forth. You could show me exactly what you're having trouble with, and be a little difficult here. We only have about 5 more minutes to go. Halibut man, beach and a dodo on the mole last year. I have some killer pics. I guess he caught. It sounds like he caught a dorado off the beach over there also. Isaac just sends $20 after I tell him we can't figure out how to help you with your Windy app. Sorry about that. Halibut man, that's chicken wing money. Yeah, it is, man. We're gonna get some snacks on the break. That sounds good. Anthony says that he guesses my name is Skip. Dan Smith, hello from Very Fishy San Diego. It's to Very Fishy San Pedro.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, there's a ton of people already watching.
Oh,
and
that's cool. Well,
Danny
there's
and
fish
I,
everywhere, Gold.
unfortunately, we're going to take a little break, everybody, but we are going to be back with lots more. There's so much to talk about. Great bluefin fishing out of San Diego. More yellowfin moving in, Danny. Barracuda. Albacore are right knocking on the door. They're coming soon.
We still, you know, the jig boats you haven't heard, right?
No.
When
What's
they're
up
quiet,
with that?
Where they're quiet, this is a thing for coming from a sport boat skipper. When you don't hear them, start looking for them.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Hey, Jamie
Keep that in
Fernandez Jr. says, God bless America. Salute to our troops. As you can say, Danny and I are both
Absolutely.
proud Americans.
oh, absolutely. My dad, my uncles all served, you know, in World War II. They were in the 442nd. My dad did 2 tours in the Korean War. So, and I was prepared to go to Vietnam,
Yeah,
you know, and so, you know, God bless our troops. you know.
absolutely, 100%. God bless this great country.
Yeah,
A lot of people say to me, they always say, hey, you're always living in China or Costa Rica, or you must not like it here. And I'm a guy, that gives you even more of a deeper appreciation when you travel the world.
That's right.
And not only
right.
that, you get to, my mother and father used to tell me, when you go to a foreign country, you suit up as an American, you treat people decently, you show them how good Americans
You are representing the red, white, and blue.
That's right. Don't be a jerk, don't be an ugly American.
right. That's
And
right.
I love to travel, I love to go to all these
Yep.
places. I'll tell you something funny. My brother was just in Burma, which is Myanmar or whatever it is renamed.
Mm-hmm.
He went into the hotel, and the guy said, hey, I need to talk to you. And he said, yeah, what? And he said, don't go out at night because there's a curfew, and if you go out, they'll shoot you. And he goes,
That's
oh,
good news.
thank you.
That's a
Thanks
good
for
warning.
letting me know.
Yeah, that's good.
So I immediately said, oh my God, I got to go there. I was like, what? I can't wait. All right, Isaac, thank you again for your generosity. He said he'll see us in a few. Halibut Man Mitchell says, thanks for the show, guys. And he tells Jamie that's right. Absolutely. Try finding out where the Millie G is. Jack Webster, very good friend of mine.
Yeah,
Wow, Willie.
So
I can
Dick-
figure that
Dick
out.
Niedosh's boat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And who else is out? JJ is out on the pikey.
Yeah,
So we'll figure
yeah,
that out.
yeah.
All right. Well, Danny, it's good to see you. Are you ready?
I'm
6
ready.
p.m.
We'll see you guys in a few minutes.
We'll be right back, everybody,
Yeah.
with Danny's great show. Can't wait to
Alrighty.
bring it to you. Thanks again.
See you in a bit.